Okay, starting off with nice and easy, start jumps off at a diagonal. So just keep yourself moving, switching angles as you bounce in and out. Good, 3, 2, 1, and squat, touch the floor and reach to the ceiling. Just slowing it down just a little bit. Just gradually increasing that heart rate rather than going crazy at the start. Try and get those squats nice and low, push those knees out, get the hips low. Good, 3, 2, 1. Okay, side stepping just quickly. Okay, no arms, so we can focus on the legs here. So side to side, keep it nice and quick. Get a good lateral movement. Getting the legs ready for that. So just quick stepping in and out. Okay, try not to dip too low. Just focusing on moving side to side. Good, nearly there. 2, 1. Okay, 10-second breather. And we're going to do the whole thing all over again. So it's 30 seconds of each. Starting off with those star jumps. Ready? 2, 1. Off we go. Make sure those arms are coming all the way up. Touch your hands at the top. Okay, you want to make sure you're coming up, touch the hands. Full range of motion through the shoulder, not just up to here. Good, 2, 1, and squat. So down to the floor and reach up. Okay, don't worry if you can't quite touch the floor, get as low as you can, but don't compensate by lifting the hips up and dipping the chest, okay? Just to reach the floor. Instead, don't touch the floor, come as low as you can, and then reach up. Good, 3, 2, 1. No arms again this time, side to side, off you go. So just step in and out, keep it nice and fast. Slight bend in the knees, you can come up and down if you need to. Okay, otherwise you can try and stay nice and low. Get yourself moving side to side even quicker. Good, 10 seconds. And stop there, well done. Okay, brief rest, catch your breath. Okay, so focusing on activation now, getting the legs really working. So what we do, take a nice wide stance, come down onto one side, up, down to the other side, up and down. Off we go. So with this one, try not to lean forwards too much. Okay, instead push the hips down. Okay, push the knee outwards so you can sink rather than compensating with a really big lean. We're focusing on using the glutes here as well as the quads, focusing on the outer thigh rather than using our lower back to lever ourselves up. Okay, try to loosen out through the inner thigh as well. Just loosely stretch that out, help open the hips up, make those squats a lot easier when we come to them. Good. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, brief breather again. This time we're going down to the floor. Okay, so what I want you to do is lay back, come up into a bridge, tuck the chin in, hips forwards, keep yourself up in a diagonal line, and you're going to bring one leg out for a couple of seconds, and then switch. Okay, up, and then switch. And switch. And you're keeping the hips up the whole time, don't let them drop. Ready, off you go. So we're not letting the hips drop, keeping the hips up nice and high. Up for a couple of seconds, and then switch. That's it. Make sure you're keeping those hips up nice and high. Squeeze the glutes. Keep a constant contraction. Okay. Just doing normal body weight for most people. 2 legs is too easy, so we're alternating the legs, taking it up. Okay, just to make it that little bit harder. Nearly there now. Squeeze. Hold it at the top. Try not to let the hips dip. Most people almost let the hips dip. Means your glutes aren't quite strong enough, or you're not contracting them hard enough. Focus on squeezing them as hard as you can to keep control. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay. Everybody onto their knees now. Okay, so from here, leaning forwards, what I want you to do, press up, tap the shoulder, 1 press up, tap the shoulder, 1 press up. Okay, the idea is that you're not dipping your shoulders here after you've done your press up. Okay, you keep your hands in a place where they're able to support your weight. You're using your core to stop the shoulders from dipping down as you take your arm away. Keep that tap nice and slow. 1 minute to warm the upper body up. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So down, and then tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down, and so on. Okay, if you can do this with a full body press up easily, by all means go for it. Okay, but for most of you, this is probably going to be best done on your knees, just to at least help warm the chest up, get the upper body working, get the muscles activated. I want you to focus on the squeeze of the chest, okay, pushing the hands through and together, rather than just pumping it out. So you come down, up, tap, tap, and down. You're nearly there now. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. Okay, everybody jump back up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a curtsy lunge into a leg swing. Okay, so what I want you to do is come down onto the weakest leg, do your curtsy lunge. So you're taking that back leg behind you, just outside of that front foot. You don't have to go crazy all the way over here. Make sure that your knee stays over your toes. As you come up, swing the leg up as slow as you can on the way down. Land into a curtsy lunge, swing up, come down, and then straight back through again. Try and keep the toes pointing forwards, so you're hitting right on the side here, and then you take that leg straight behind again to go straight into that curtsy lunge. Okay, we're going to do 30 seconds on one leg, switch it over, 30 seconds on the other leg. Ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go. So curtsy lunge, swing up, slow, curtsy lunge, swing the leg up, slow. Try and get that leg up as high as you can. Try and keep your body fairly upright. Don't lean away from it, just so you can get the leg up even higher. Okay, strict lunge, pause at the bottom, power on the way up, as slow as you can with that leg. With it being that length, it's going to be a lot harder to slow it down. Okay, so you've got to try and control that as much as you can. 3, 2, 1, change leg, off we go. So swing up and down, curtsy lunge, swing up and down. Good, keep it going. Make sure you're getting that leg up as high as you can. Try and hold that balance on that supporting leg. Your quads and glutes should be working on that supporting leg the entire time. As much as you're burning out that leg that's slowly descending, you're still working the other side. Okay, brief rest. You've got 15 seconds to recover, and then we're straight back to the other side again. So start off with the weakest leg first. Make sure that as you bring that leg down, you're using this leg to stabilize. Okay, keep the glutes squeezed so you can hold your balance. As soon as you let go on that side, you're going to start losing your balance. Ready, 2, 1, off we go. So curtsy lunge, leg up, slow. Use your hands to balance if you need to. Don't throw them around, okay, because that's going to knock you off balance. But if you keep them in a very specific spot and just use it to help with the momentum, help control the balance, then it can benefit you. Keep going. You're nearly there. 2, 1, changing leg. Ready, off we go. So curtsy lunge, straight up, bring it down, up, slow as you can, really control that descent. Okay, that's where you're gonna break down the most amount of muscle, okay, by resisting a weight heavier than what you're normally able to control. Really good way of building muscle, toning, especially when we're not able to increase the weight necessarily. Good, nearly there now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop there. Another brief rest. Okay, you've got 15 seconds to recover, and then we're straight back to the beginning again. We've got one more round of this. So 30 seconds on each leg. So curtsy lunge onto the weakest leg first. Ready? 3, 2, 1, off we go. So down, up, and through. So try and use that momentum of the leg coming down to step straight back into that curtsy lunge. Good, you got another 10 seconds to go. Keep it going. So try and make sure you're taking it straight to the side rather than forwards. It means you're using too much of the hip flexor to elevate rather than your glutes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Other side, off we go. So curtsy lunge, straight up to the side. Okay, by taking it out to the side, you're using the glutes and that outer thigh more, okay, the adductors, okay. If you take it forwards as you swing, it means you're using too much of the hip flexor. Your glutes aren't strong enough or they're struggling to do this. Instead of focusing on height, just bring it straight out to the side. Think about pushing your heel back as you take it up. That's going to help you to use your glutes rather than the hip flexor. Good, last push. 3, 2, 1, and stop there. 1 minute to breathe. Give yourself a bit of a rest, let the legs rest. So you should be able to feel a lot more of the outer thigh coming into the glutes now, especially as you were crossing the legs over. You should feel that in that lunge you were using a lot of the outer glute area. Okay, so what I want you to do next is still working on the legs, okay, a little bit easier than last time, but now what I want you to do is a squat with your hands above your head. Okay, so if you happen to have a bar near or something you can hold on to, really good way of practicing your squats, just have the bar up. Otherwise, just keep the hands up and imagine it. Okay, you're squatting down and straight up. Okay, so you come down and straight up. The idea is you're trying to keep that bar, towel, hands right above your head. Okay, you want to think about pushing your hands behind you, keeping that tension through your core. That's going to help keep your back straight and encourage you to use your glutes to come up and push through the hips rather than leaning through the back and using that to come up. Okay, so 1 minute, just body weight squats. Okay, if you've got a bar, hold it above the head. If not, your hands, but really think about pushing them back. Ready? Off we go. So as low as you can, brief pause, and up. Down, brief pause, and up. You should feel that your shoulder blades are squeezing together. Really bring the hands back. Keep that tension, okay? And then come down. As low as you possibly can. Make sure you're getting that pause at the bottom. Okay, we're coming down, Mississippi 1, then up. Down, pause, Mississippi 1, and pause at the hardest point. Okay, that's where you're going to get the most benefit. Okay, you want to make sure that you're holding that to 1, get the most benefit, to 2, work on that range of motion. If you're only coming down to here, that's fine, but pause that. Sooner or later, you'll build the strength to be able to go that little bit lower, and then a little bit lower. Sooner or later, you'll end up all the way down okay? But at least try and get your knees parallel with the hips. Good, and 3, 2, 1, and have a breather. That was good. Should be able to start feeling the back and the shoulders working here, okay? If you're feeling the shoulders too much, think about squeezing the shoulder blades together, okay? Shoulder blades in and down, okay, while you've got your hands up. That's gonna help activate, squeeze, okay? Lower trapezius here. Keep the chest up in a nice level, because what happens is as soon as we go into that squat, that relaxes, the shoulders roll forwards, and then our back starts to cave in while we're squatting. So keep that chest up, and that's gonna help you to use the whole of your back to support your spine. Okay, ready? Next one then. 3, 2, 1, arms up, off we go. So really focus on pushing those hands behind you. You want to try and keep the hands above, okay? If you feel like too much tension is coming onto the back, probably means that you're at this kind of angle. Well, that's why you want to stay as upright as you can. It means there's going to be less force on the back, particularly the lower back. So if you're feeling that you're using your back too much with these squats, most likely that you're either leaning forwards too much, so the weight is more here, or you're not squeezing the glutes enough to push the hips forwards and come straight up. So instead, you're more likely to fire the hips up first and then use the quads to lift you, okay? So really focus on that glute squeeze. That's why we did that curtsy lunge into the leg swing first, to make sure you're really squeezing these and using them properly. Nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, brief rest. We've got one more set of those. So we're not just working the legs here, we're working the whole body. We're using the posterior chain, so all the muscles that run down our back into our legs, okay? All the muscles are essentially on our back, okay? Those muscles, the posterior chain, we're trying to use together, because that's how they want to work to support ourselves with deadlifts and squats. Okay, if you struggle to lift or you're feeling it in the wrong places when you're lifting, this is what you need to work on. Ready, last set, 3, 2, 1, off you go. So hands up, squatting down, pause, and up. Hold 1 second. So down, Mississippi 1, and then up. Down, Mississippi 1, and then up. We want to try and build that range of movement, okay? By working on the posterior chain like this, you're going to be able to feel that you can get lower and lower, because it's encouraging you to use the right muscles. Also, you're going to feel like there's less tension on the back, so you can afford to go that little bit heavier, that little bit deeper, okay? You can hold it for that little bit longer, okay? It's all about progression. It's about intensifying that exercise gradually, and this is exactly how we're going to do it. Down, pause, and then up. Easiest thing to do is say Mississippi 1, or a big long pause, and then back up. So I come down, stop, pause, go, and then back down. Stop, pause, go. Okay, just helps to keep a nice steady tempo, which makes it a lot easier on you. And 3, 2, 1, okay, give yourself a minute to breathe. Might just be that I've been talking for the last 20 minutes, but this is shattering. Okay, so for this next one, you can either do it with the bar like we were just doing, okay, focusing on keeping it above the head, or you can just use your hands, okay? Similar position to start with, hands above the head, except this time your thumbs are going to be pointing behind you, okay? So from here, what I want you to do, push the hips back, so like a stiff-legged deadlift, and you're going to come down as low as you can, and then back up. So again, 1 second pause at the bottom. Okay, if that's too easy, do 2 seconds and so on, and then back up. Okay, so we're putting more tension onto the back now, but still focus on keeping that upper body upright. Okay, as soon as your arms start to dip, the shoulders start to roll forwards, the lower back will start to bend. If you can see your hands while looking at the floor, it means your hands are dipping too much. At that point, come straight back up, reset by pushing the hands back, start again. Okay, ready? 30 seconds of this. 3, 2, 1, hands up, off we go. So push the hips back, come down, pause, Mississippi 1, and then back up. Remember, you're pointing your thumbs to the ceiling as you come down. Down, Mississippi 1, push up. Okay, trick is at this position, you're most likely would have found that your arms would have dipped just where you've bent over. Okay, and gravity would have pulled your arms down. So you want to reset like that. Okay, you've come back up, your arms are slightly forwards. So reset, push them back, get that tension, and then bend again. Make sure that this is nice and slow. This is all about being able to stabilize your spine, okay? Being able to control the whole of your arms, support the rear delts, rotator cuff, the lower traps, okay? All of the muscles that help to work your arms through rotation, through pressing to help stabilize and secure the joints, okay? Like I said, it helps to support you when you're squatting and deadlifting as well. And stop there. Okay, so what I want to do now is coming down, you're gonna come up, down to a 45-degree angle, up, down to a 45-degree angle, up, down, up, okay? So again, pausing up at the top just for half a second or so, focusing on movement through this range of motion this time. Okay, so working that muscle through movement rather than just holding it. Ready, 2, 1, down. So 45-degree angle, up, pause, down, up, pause, down. Okay, the whole time think about squeezing the glutes. Remember, the more you bend your knees, the more this is actually supporting the lower back. If your legs are locked, your body is going to be more of an angle here, put more leverage on the lower back, and you're more likely to want to bend. So bend the knees, squeeze the glutes, and support yourself. So don't come down all the way, because down here, there's no tension on that muscle. We want to focus on activating this muscle, teaching you how to use this. Okay, that way when we come to do presses and things like that, it's well supported. Good, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good. Okay, so we're going to do that whole set once more. So we're going to do the 30 seconds of bending over, keeping the hands in position, and then we're going to do 30 seconds of just lifting the arms up and down while holding our body down. Okay. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, arms up, off you go. So we're bracing, we're holding this position, come down, and then up, focus on squeezing the glutes, use them to lift yourself up. Really push the hips back, that's going to help support your back. So remember what I said, reset, squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull the shoulder blades in and down. That's going to help keep those arms up. And 2, 1, okay, so refresh this time, coming down, and we're just taking the arms straight up and down, holding our body as low as we can. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, come down, off we go. So 45 to upright, 45, up. Make sure we're getting that pause. Don't bring your hands down underneath because you lose tension. That's why we're only doing half the range of motion. So we can focus on that squeeze and keep control of these muscles. Still focus on squeezing the glutes as well. It might be hard to focus on squeezing the lower traps and lift your arms up and the glutes at the same time, but just try it, okay? The better you come at this, the more your mind is going to be able to control these muscles, making it all a lot easier. This is where it helps with technique, okay, and just functionality in general. So it's a leaning through the back. You can use these muscles as well as the glutes at the same time to lift, child shopping, you name it. Nearly there, 3, 2, 1, and relax, well done. Yeah, you got another minute to recover. Everybody should be able to feel their back working now as well as their legs. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go back down to the floor. I want you to lay on your front. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is we're going to focus on the rotator cuff just because it's really good exercises to be able to do just to help support keeping the chest up again, similar to the lower traps, as well as rotating the arm back, because as we sit down, slump forwards, that's the first thing that's going to get affected. So what I want you to do, first thing, hands over the top of your head, and then you're just going to lift the elbows up. So from here, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, and so on. Okay, second exercise. Hands out, okay? Lift the elbows up to shoulder height, tap the floor, lift the hands. Tap the floor, lift the hands. Okay, so you're focusing on lifting your knuckles to the ceiling, tap, and down. You're rotating, okay? You're not lifting up and down, okay? So try and really keep the elbows in line with the shoulder back. Ready? So 30 seconds of each. 3, 2, 1. Hands over your head. Off you go. Good, nearly there. 3, 2, 1. Elbows up in line with the shoulder and lift the hands. Off you go. Make sure you're really squeezing through the back of the shoulder. You should feel it, okay? It's an unusual feeling, this one. Okay, you don't feel like you're arching through your back or just lifting the chest off the floor just to get it up. This is through rotation, not lifting. Good, and 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Okay, little rest. Okay, these are small muscles. This is a lot of work for them. So, one more set. Okay, everybody ready? Back down to the floor on your front. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Three, 2, 1. Okay, so on to the next one. Off you go. So elbows in line with the shoulders. I'm not lifting them up at all. I'm not lifting my body, okay? Elbows up, hands to the floor. Okay, then you're lifting just your hands, elbows stay at the same height. Okay, so you're rotating backwards, okay? Thumbs behind you, essentially. If that helps, you can switch it to that variation instead, okay? Best thing you can try to do is keep your body flat on the floor, head if you need to. So think about pushing the elbows to the floor and the hands up. 2, 1, and stop there. Good, okay, little rest then, just giving the back a rest. You should be able to feel that going right through the back of the shoulders now. So we should have really worked the upper back today. So again, like I said, we're focusing a lot on the posterior chain, keeping the legs working, because that's always good. And then the glutes, lower back, okay, everything that helps to support our spine, our posture, particularly if we're laying down, sitting down a lot because lockdown. Okay, so what are we to do now? Laying on your back. Okay, we're going to blitz the core now. So what I want you to do is come out into a starfish position. Okay, from here, I want you to come up, down, and we're going to do 10 of those. Okay, then we're going to go straight into 20 bicycle crunches. Okay, making sure to extend the legs as much as you can, twist through. Okay, rotating to take our elbows to our knees. Okay, so we're going to do 10, 20, 8, 16, and so on, okay? Ready? So try and keep the hands and feet off the floor for as long as you can while you do those 10. Off you go. So hands and feet off the floor if you can. If you can't, don't worry, just bring it down and carry on. Yeah, so as soon as you've done those, we're into the 20 bicycle crunches. Okay, so really focus on that rotation. Okay, legs all the way out. I don't want to see toddlers screaming and having a tantrum on the floor. Extend as much as you can. The more you extend, the harder this is. Keep it slow and controlled. Try not to rush it. One of the worst things people do with this is rush it. Okay, it's not just flailing around. Keep it slow, keep it controlled. Get a solid 20 in. That's where you feel it. Rushing through it, you might not necessarily feel it. It's not going to work you as well. You're not going to feel the benefit of it. You're not going to get the movement properly. Okay, so once we've done 20 of those, we're now going on to 8 of the starfish crunches. So back, lay it down on flat. When you need to, you can bring it down to the floor. Keep the hands and feet down, and then just crunch up. Off you go. Good. As soon as you've done those, then you've got your 16 bicycle crunches. Okay? So starfish crunches are coming down in 2, bicycle crunches are coming down in 4. Or if you want to work it out that way, just bring the star crunches down in 2s and then double that. That's what you're doing for the bicycle crunches. Once you've done those bicycle crunches, then you're back down. Okay, you've got 6 of these. Should be getting nice and quick now, particularly as your abs start to fatigue. And then you're onto your 12 bicycle crunches. Go on, extend those legs out. Don't just extend the legs up. Really try and push them away from you, okay? Even if you can only come to here, that's fine. Okay, just really try and push the legs out. That way you take more of the tension through the lower portion of your core. So once you've done the 12 bicycle crunches, okay, we're on to 4 starfish crunches, 8 bicycle crunches, and then you've got 2 starfish crunches and 4 of the bicycle crunches. Once you've done that, you can stop there. So make sure as we come down with those starfish crunches, you're keeping those hands up. Okay, that way we've got maximum tension going all the way through your abs. Good, should be finishing off about now. So you do your 2 starfish crunches, your 4 bicycle crunches. At that point, you just want to collapse. Good, well done. Okay, so before we cool down, before we stretch up, last thing I want to do is some press-up holds. Fun, I know. So what I want you to do, coming into a press-up, I want you to start with a full body one if you can. When you can't do that anymore, drop to your knees. What you're going to do is come down, 45-degree angle, and hold. Okay, so what we're going to do, 30-second hold, 25-second hold, 20-second hold. Okay, so we're dropping it down each time. Everybody ready? So on your front, press up hold. Make sure you come down to a 90-degree angle. Any higher than that, no point in doing it. So if you can't get that low, drop to the knees, make it easier. Ready? 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds, off you go. So your hands should be in line with your chest here. Okay, elbows in line with the shoulders. And keep pressing through the floor and in. Okay, so try not to just press forwards, press down and in together. That's going to help recruit more of the chest. Keep it really working. Good, keep going. Come on, keep that hold. Get low. Last 5 seconds. Try and get as low as you can with this. 3, 2, 1. Good, come up. Okay, just loosen out. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch. Okay, flush some of that lactic acid out. It's going to help make that a little bit easier. as we go into the 25 seconds. Okay, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go. Remember what I said, push down and in together. Keep the core strong, just like holding a plank. Squeeze the glutes, that helps to support your spine. Good, nearly there. And 3, 2, 1, come up. Refresh again, you've got one more to do. You just got one lot of 20 seconds. We're just trying to burn the chest out, really focus on that squeeze. Again, it's all about activation. So we focus on using this chest functionally rather than just getting a pump and not really achieving much. Okay, last 20 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, down and hold. That's it, keep going, climb as low as you can. 10 seconds. Keep squeezing. And 3, 2, 1. Press up, jump up. Well done. All right, we've only got 1 minute left, so just cooling down. Okay, start with just loosen that through the chest, swing the arms out to the side, flush some of that lactic acid that we've just been building. Okay, and some body weight squats, loosen through the hips and the knees. Keep it nice and relaxed. Again, just flushing some of that lactic acid out. It's a dynamic stretch.